Hello, this is Chef Chip from riceandgravy.com, and I'm back again with another great recipe, Mujadarra. Yes, it's the dish that's almost as satisfying to say as it is to eat. Repeat after me, Mujadarra. It's an ancient medieval Arab peasant dish of lentils and rice. Lentils are one of my absolute favorite legumes, but actually in this dish the real star are the onions. They're cooked in lots of olive oil over a high heat until they're black and nearly burnt. The result is a rich, complex flavor that satisfies in the same way as a medium rare steak right off the grill. This recipe, which makes about 3 servings, we start with 3 pounds of onions. And here we've got some French green puy lentils. If you're not able to find these, you can also use the black beluga lentils. They're called beluga as in the caviar. And here we've got our spice mixture, our masala mix. I've got a couple of small pieces of cinnamon, some black peppercorns, whole cumin, and clove. And I have fresh bay leaf here, only because I have a tree in my yard. Dried bay leaf will work just fine. And over to the right here we have all of our ingredients for the yogurt sauce, which we'll go ahead and start with that first, because the spices need a little time to bloom inside the yogurt. And we've got some fresh lemon juice here. Here's our masala mix and some dry mint. The thicker Greek yogurt like we have here is much more desirable. The masala mix is a combination of cinnamon, cumin, coriander, and some paprika. Fresh lemon juice, and here's the dried mint. And there is nothing more complicated to this than simply mixing everything up and setting it aside while we cook the rest of the dish. Yogurt is the traditional accompaniment to mujadarra. Perhaps you would prefer plain yogurt or none at all. Alright, so we got all the ingredients here. Now we'll just mix it up and set it aside in the refrigerator while we prepare the rest of the mujadarra. The onions are going to take about 45 minutes to prepare, so we're going to get those started next. Cut the onion pole to pole and then in lengths. We're going to put about half a cup of olive oil in here. Put the pan on medium-high and all the onions go in. We'll let those suffer in the pan for probably about 40 to 45 minutes. In the first stage, we'll be cooking most of the water out of the onions, so not a lot of frying will happen. You can stir the onions about every 5 minutes or so until they start to take on a little bit of color. A heavy pan is the best tool for this job. Non-stick, do not use non-stick. It won't give you the same results. Alright, so now we're starting to take on some color. All the water is gone and the onions are starting to brown. And I do still have the pan on medium-high heat. The texture and taste of the onions are the most important part of the dish, so take your time to get this right. We're going for a stage beyond caramelization where some of the onions frizzle and turn black. Just like this. Here, let's take a look at it. See, most of the onions are brown and you've got a little bit of blackness. That's what we're looking for. This is done. The onions are removed and we are not going to clean that pan. That's all good flavor. So a little bit more olive oil. There's our masala mix. Just throw it right in. Give the spices a chance to bloom. In goes the bay leaf. And not a moment later, we'll put the lentils in. Then we'll add some water. That's about a cup of lentils there, and the water is 2 cups. So you want 2 parts water to 1 part lentils. There's some salt. We'll bring this up to a simmer, set it aside on the back of the stove with a lid on it, and let that cook for probably about 20 to 30 minutes. So let's get out Mama's old rice pot and cook up some basmati. I like to cook mine with butter. That's not necessarily traditional, but I just happen to like it that way. Something to know about basmati rice, it is super absorbent and can hold almost 3 times its own volume in water. And it doesn't have a lot of starch compared to other rices. So 1 cup of dry rice will easily feed 4 or more people. We'll let the rice toast for a little while in the butter. And then once that's done, we've got a cup of rice in here, so we're going to add 3 cups of water and half a teaspoon of sea salt. Put the lid on, bring it to a boil, turn the lid to seal this opening, turn the heat to low, and cook for 25 minutes. Alright, let's put this thing together. First we'll put down a layer of rice, then we'll top that with some lentils. There are no specific measurements here, just whatever looks right to you. As far as the texture of the lentils, you want it to be a little soupy. I have it a little dry here. I think I wish I would have left a little moisture in there, but that's okay. Should be a little bit gravy-like into the rice. So we got our lentils, and now for the best part, the onions. Be generous with the onions. The more, the better. All right, let's taste. Rice and lentils together make a complete protein. The onions give that nice silky texture. Wow. Yeah, that's fantastic. Let's try it with the yogurt sauce too. So there you have it, Mujadarra. I really hope you give this a try. It's a wonderful dish.